I'm not the smartest pickle in the pot. Why would a pickle be in a pot?
Glorious morning. Makes me sick.
Hey, hi. It's me. I'm back. I'm sorry it took me so long. I'll get into that as we get into it. One of the great things about this change in plans is that my first video also happens to be my first giveaway. Yay! That's right, it's the giveaway video. And all you have to do to win this giveaway is be subscribed and leave a comment. And I'll tell you what that is at the end of the video. So hang in there with me. First of all, one of the things that I am doing in the giveaway is I'm going to have a first place winner and a second place winner, a runner-up, if you will. The first place winner gets this beautiful little Hocus Pocus kitty cat mirror. It's the I Shall Always Be With You mirror from ColourPop, and it has the cutest little box. This one's mine, but I have a fresh new one for whoever wins first place. And for the second place winner, there is the spider stamp. They really went all out with the details. They even decorated the inside of the box, which you'll see if you win. And guys, you should enter, because right now I don't have a whole lot of subscribers, so you have a pretty high chance of winning. I plan on doing a sort of Sister Sarah inspired look. I'll add in a picture of her so you guys know what I'm talking about. And I'm going to be using the Gather Round Sisters Hocus Pocus X ColourPop palette. Super cute. I got this last Halloween. They just did a second round. That's what the mirror and the stamp are from, but this is from the first round they did together. I also got a glitter called Amok Amok Amok. So I'm going to be using that today too, just because. I think I have everything planned out here. In the movie, Sarah has sort of a dark smoky eye and a red lip. Pretty easy look, nothing crazy, nothing complicated, so hopefully I should be able to handle that. Oh, by the way, as you probably noticed, one of my subscribers suggested that I should get a background. So I got a background. I got a little tapestry, as you can see, and when I say I messed with it for half an hour, I messed with it for half an hour. It's not perfectly straight. Apparently I'm smart enough to earn a college degree, but not smart enough to hang a tapestry. You win some, you lose some. We also have a little setup here with some Halloween stuff. And right back here, right there, there is a tarot card. I have a kitty cat tarot card deck. Super cute. And today's little card that I pulled from the deck is the Knight of Wands, and I'll insert a picture so you can see the card closer. Both gallant and a tad annoying, the Knight of Wands always believes he knows what's best. And with his energy and passion, he's often right. This card is about being controlled by your impulsive nature. There's nothing wrong with spontaneity except when it gets in the way of your plans. So it's sort of about making sure you, while being spontaneous, you buckle down and get done what you need to get done. So really good card for me. It makes a lot of sense since I really needed to film this video. The kitty cat wax warmer right there is from Killstar, and it was on sale. It was pretty cheap. I think it was like $8 or $9. And I've got some pumpkin souffle warming up in there, and it smells so good. As I said before, we do have a rating system, and we're going to be rating this palette as we go. I think I'm gonna start with my eye makeup and then move on to my face makeup. because I am going to be working with a couple of darker colors. I can't really zoom in when I'm recording on this little guy, so hopefully you guys can see. If there's some detailed stuff, I'll probably zoom you in with post effects. Magic. Do you like my nails? I thought they matched the theme pretty well. Let's get started. This is episode 1 of Crash My Stash. Let's get into it. First, I'm going to be priming my eyes, and I'm going to use, this is from Benefit Cosmetics, the Stay Don't Stray eye primer. It says light medium, but I've never seen a darker shade of it. So I'm not actually sure if there is one. I would hope so. Okay, so now that the eyes are primed, I think I'm just gonna set my base with some of Hello Salem, which is this, there's a cute little design of them on here, and that's the beige color right here. So I'm just going to use the same brush that I used to prime my eye, which is a small kabuki brush. I can honestly not remember all the brands of brushes that I own. A lot of them are sent to me in Ipsy boxes and things like that. So some of them, I'm not totally sure what brand they are, but it's a mini kabuki. I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about why my video took me so long. I did plan to film on, I think it was Tuesday, and I was not feeling very good. And we'll get a little bit more into that in a second. But I wasn't feeling good, and then I had a doctor's appointment the next day, and then I spent some time in town. I took care of a couple of things. The following day I was supposed to have a dentist appointment, and I got there and they said, what? We don't have an appointment for you. Not your appointment is next week. Not your appointment is next month. We don't have an appointment for you.
Oh, hi. Wait a minute.
So I'm on the waiting list. Could take until March, but we're gonna get the teeth cleaned. It's gonna be so fun. And since I didn't have that appointment, we just kind of tooted around in town all day. I probably could have got some work done that day, I will admit. On Friday, I went to visit my family. Shout out to you, Mom. And then something kind of unfortunate happened that night that stopped me from wanting to work on it that night or earlier today. It's just one of those things, you know, that like it happens, it's gonna happen, there's nothing you can do about it, but it sucks when it happens, you know? So we got that taken care of, and now we are here for you. Oh, by the way, I do have one request that I'm going to do, and she wants me to mess with the Lizzie McGuire palette. So I'm definitely going to be doing that. I've already ordered some butterfly clips. So I'm thinking this month, obviously, we're going to do some more like spooky stuff. And then next month, since it's Thanksgiving month, I figured we could do some cooking stuff. What better time to get into it, right? And then in December, I want to do some crafting stuff. So if you guys don't have any gift ideas and you're struggling, I'm going to help you out. Then the week of Christmas, I'm kind of thinking I might want to do my first crime video, but I'm not 100% sure. Let me know what you guys think, because we could do Christmas crime, or we could do... I draw a blank as if I don't have 200 ideas written down in a notebook. But yeah, let me know if you guys have another idea. If you're not really into true crime, maybe you have another thing that you'd rather see. Taking my sweet time here, but I'm still just setting the base with Hello Salem, kind of filling out the crease right on the brow bone right on the underside of the brow bone, and just filling it out. I don't want to do anything too crazy. I do want to give the palette a good try, so I'm going to do something obviously a little different than Sarah's just like basic smoky eye. We're kind of just going to make it up as we go. Next, I think I want to get into Night of Frolic.
All Hallows Eve has become a night of frolic,
which is getting pretty dark pretty fast. It's this burgundy right at the bottom. And I think that and Dead Man's Toe, which is the sort of purplish shade underneath, I think a mix of those around the edge is what I want to use to darken this up. So I think those are going to be some good ones to test too, because those are some of the trickier colors to make. I'm just going to get a little brush, I think just this Essence Smoky Eyes brush, super cheap, and I'm going to dip into those kind of back and forth and just smoke out the corners, just the smallest little amount, and see what we can do with that. So the burgundy definitely comes out more pink than it looks in the pan, and it's not the easiest to blend, but it's not one of those ones that sticks in place or turns dark when it hits the primer, so that's nice. Of course I did set the primer, but sometimes it still happens. Little goes a long way with this stuff for sure. Based on how pink this is looking, I'm assuming that Dead Man's Toe is going to be even pinker. We might end up wanting to darken it up even more. There is a black in here, but it's one of those blacks that, or it's one of those shades that ColourPop really likes to do, where it's a matte but it has glitter in it, and then when you blend it out the glitter kind of just falls out most of the time. Apparently there is a way to make that into a sparkle so you can use it on the lid, but I've yet to meet anybody who says, oh yeah, that's my favorite formula. They keep doing it. They keep doing it, so somebody must be liking it. I'd say it's smoking out pretty well. My makeup is always patchy in a couple of places. There's a spot right here that never wants to stick, and then I do have a scar right over here from a dog bite that happened when I was about 3 years old. Don't let your kids play in dog food dishes. Just don't. So it never sticks quite right there, but other than those two spots, I think it looks pretty good. Definitely a little bit more pink than I was anticipating, but it still looks really good. So I'm gonna dip into the Dead Man's Toe.
Dead Man's Toes!
She's trying to concentrate now.
And we're gonna add that in, see what it does. I think it's coming off darker than I would have expected. It's definitely given it a little bit more of that smoky purple look. Obviously, I've been watching the movie since I was like a couple of years old. It used to air on Disney Channel all the time. If you haven't seen Hocus Pocus, I don't know what you're doing. It's a cult classic and you should go see it.
Dost thou comprehend?
Sorry, my yabos are falling out.
What do you call them, Max? Yabos?
What do you think we should go in with next? As far as mattes go, there's not a whole lot to jump to. There's some dark green, which might make it more brown, but it might also make it more muddy, so I'm not sure I want to jump into that. You know what? Let's just go for it. We don't have to make this look perfect. We're just hanging out in my closet. We're just here to talk about some spooky stuff. Oh, I have a video I will be doing this month that involves a very spooky story. If you like alien stories or if you like ghost stories, you're gonna like this one because it has both. So we're just adding a little bit of the dark green called Bewitched into the crease. I don't know why I keep saying we. It's just me. So you guys, who is your favorite character in Hocus Pocus? I obviously love Binks. I mean, he is the best. But I also really love Billy. I think Billy is underrated. Although his use of the word hell apparently offended a lot of parents.
Wench! Trollop! You buck-toothed, mop-right firefly from hell!
So, some of my friends in elementary school weren't allowed to watch that movie because of the naughty language.
Go to hell!
Oh, I've been there, thank you. I found it quite lovely.
My parents definitely didn't care. My first word was a curse word. Not that my parents encouraged cursing, but they weren't gonna stop me from having experiences just because of a couple of naughty words, if that makes sense. I'm actually really liking the way this green is going over this purple. It's definitely darkening it up in a really nice way. So it's actually looking really nice. For a color palette, it can be kind of difficult to blend colors that are on the opposite end of the scale, like purple and green. But these are blending into each other really nicely without getting muddy. Oh, also, tell me what your favorite scene in the movie is. I think mine is probably the I put a spell on you.
I put a spell on you. And now you're mine.
That's probably my favorite scene. I just love that song. I love them singing. I love Bette Midler. I just love Bette Midler. So anything she does is amazing. But to see Bette Midler singing, I just love her. I love her as Winifred. It's my favorite thing she's ever done. Alright, so this is not looking too shabby. It's an autoimmune disease. And basically my immune system is attacking my body. So I have over 20 ulcers just all up in my intestines. They're just riddled with holes.
Stop blowing holes in my ship!
And I have started to experience extreme fatigue as well as psoriasis.
Do you have psoriasis?
No, what?
Kylie?
Oh, this right here. Do I?
Get over here. It's psoriasis. Bible.
You guys are such twins.
You have psoriasis! Welcome to the club!
If you've never experienced psoriasis, you are lucky. If you have, you know what a pain in the patella it is. And I'm sorry you do. We're working on a plan to take care of the Crohn's. It's the craziest thing. I found out I had Crohn's almost a year ago now. Like, the definitive diagnosis came back in March of this year, but we've been talking about it since before I left my job, which was selling makeup. And I left my job because I was getting sick all the time and also just falling asleep like crazy. I've never slept too much in my life. I usually have insomnia, or I don't need too much sleep. But all of a sudden I started falling asleep like crazy, like a narcoleptic would, just passing out in the middle of chores, like I had to go sit down. We thought we had a treatment figured out, but then it turned out that the pills they had me on were working in suppressing my immune system. But your immune system does other things besides riddle your guts with holes. So it kind of made some other things flare up, and that's not good. We're gonna do some other tests when the kit comes into the lab. Super fun, love giving blood.
Oh, I was so nervous about this. I don't think I ate for 3 days.
Is he okay?
So they're gonna do another more specific test, and then we're gonna come up with a plan for some medications. I have been hesitant to make a schedule because I'm a little nervous that I'll mess it up. You guys let me know what you think. If you have a day that you always have off, that you can just kick back and do whatever, and you want me to post on that day, or if you have a day that's always really hard, like say Wednesdays at work are like really hard for you, then go ahead and suggest that day, because maybe that'll be the day that I post. I might end up posting twice a week. I really like doing my makeup, and I like sitting here talking to you guys, so I'd like to do it more often. I think twice a week would probably be good. I'm not very good at editing yet. I don't know if you've noticed that, but I'm gonna get better. So that might slow me down a little, but once I get used to things, I think I could definitely post twice a week. I don't think that would be too difficult. Too much to ask. Go ahead and comment down below. Don't quit your day job. Let's get into something else. I've tried the shimmers in this palette, and they're beautiful. ColourPop always does a really good job with their shimmers. Like I said, I'm not a super big fan of the mattes with the glitters in them, which is a little bit different than a shimmer. I always forget what that's called. It has a name. Sequin. They're called sequin shades. And there is also a pressed glitter in here. And I know what I said. We are going to use glitters, but not today. I don't think we need that for the look we're going for. I don't think so. I think I am going to go in with On Toast. And it's a sort of darker fawn brown, and I'm going to use that to just sort of darken up the edges that are still a little pink looking. Since we didn't have any muddying with the other colors, this shouldn't make a mess, but fingers crossed. We will see. What have you all been up to? It's been a really long time, it feels like. I know it hasn't been that long, but it feels like it's been a long time. I'm sure nobody's upset, but you know, I missed you guys. I hope you missed me at least a little bit. If not, go ahead and click that dislike button. Tell me that you didn't miss me. Engage. That's fine by me. Oh, also, if any of you guys have already planned it out, comment down below and tell me what you're gonna be for Halloween. I have already picked out my costume. I have already ordered it. Super cheap, super easy peasy. I'm super excited. It's been a long time since I've had something to do for Halloween, and we don't really get many trick-or-treaters here. The first year I was here, I wasn't expecting any, and some kids came to the door and my dog barked at them, and I didn't have any candy. I felt like the biggest jerk in the world.
Totally got you.
You're a jerk.
I don't know about that.
I didn't have any candy for these kids, and my dog's barking at them, and they're like, okay, thanks, have a good Halloween. And I'm like, I am the worst. I'm a crone. I'm a shrew. I'm a witch. I've ruined those kids' Halloween. No, I know I didn't, but then the next year I bought some full-size bars just in case any kids came by. Nobody. Not a soul. So I'm liking the way this is looking. It's not the most even thing in the world, but we can probably clean it up a little bit later after we do the brows. So let's go on to the lid. I think I'm going to use, oh, there's a few sequin shades actually. I call it a bus, which is the black with a multicolored sparkle. Coven is a similar brown to the one I just used, maybe a little bit more brick tone to it. It has a silver glitter, and then there's a more taupe brown called Come Little Children.
Come, little children, I'll take thee away into a land of enchantment. Come, little children, the time's come to play.
That has a light blue sparkle in it. They're all really pretty, but I think I'm gonna go with one of the metallics. Oh, Full Moon is a sequin too. Oh my gosh. It's like a beige with white glitter. So there's 4 sequin shades in here, a pressed glitter, 3 metallics, no, 5 metallics, 5 mattes. I think that's a pretty good ratio if you like sequin shades. In order to get the sparkle, you kind of have to put the shadow down and then press the glitter on with your finger and just hope it doesn't fall off. Remember, of course, this is my rating of my palettes. You may think a little bit differently. You may not do eyeshadow and you may not care at all. You may just be watching this because we're friends, and in that case, I salute you. So I think I'm gonna go into Goodbye Cruel World. That looks like a really pretty sort of pewter purple shade. I'm not exactly sure how I would describe it. Let me show it to you guys. It looks a little bit more burgundy or brown on camera, but it's a little bit more pewter in person. So let's dig into Goodbye Cruel World.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye, cruel world.
Bye-bye, cruel world.
Goodbye to life.
Bye-bye, life.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Goodbye-bye.
Goodbye to all that.
All that.
Okay, I've packed it onto the brush. It looks a little darker on the brush, which will work for the look that we're doing anyway. And then I'm gonna grab some MAC Fix Plus. This one is their Cucumber. And I'm just gonna use that to wet the brush a bit. It seems to be sticking down pretty decently. There is a little fallout, but it's not crazy. I think I'm glad that we did the eyeshadow before the base, especially since I'm going to be going in with a little bit of the, I call it a bus.
I call it a bus.
I think it was a good call. Let me know below if you think it was utterly useless. You can call me if you want to. That's fine. I wasn't exactly sure how this look would come out. Like I said, I'm a little rusty, but especially when it comes to doing dark looks. And this is coming off a little lighter on camera, at least from what I can see. As we discussed, I am blind. It's fine. I'm actually legally blind in one of my eyes, this one here, and I can see better with just one open than I can with both of them open when I don't have my glasses. So if I'm not very good, if the blend is horrendous, I can always just blame it on that. I can't see what I'm doing. Can you guys wink? I have met people that can't wink, and it's crazy to me, but I kind of get it because I can only wink with the one eye. I can't wink with this eye. I have no idea what that is. I know some people can't wink at all. Some people can wink with both. Some people can only do it with one. Some people think they're winking and they're actually just blinking, and it's so cute. I love that. And you don't want to break their heart and tell them that they're actually not doing it. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the brush that I first set the primer with. It's probably got a little bit of Hello Salem left on it, and I'm just gonna buff out the edges just so they look a little bit more evenly blended. And like I said, we might clean it up later when we do the brows, so it doesn't need to be perfect, but I'm just gonna blend it out a little bit here. So what is everyone gonna do for Halloween? Are you guys gonna go to a party? Are you guys gonna stay home? Are you gonna have candy for trick-or-treaters? Do you think there will be a lot of trick-or-treaters? Have you noticed a big difference with everything that has been going on? I'm just so curious to know. I don't know if I should buy candy or not. I'll probably just buy like 2 full-size bars just in case. But I don't really know what to expect. I mean, some people are just like, oh, everything's going back to normal now, and they're going to parties and, you know, just acting like everything is business as usual, which, I mean, is their right, I suppose. But I don't know about everywhere else, but around here cases are still happening. They're still going up. People are still getting sick, and it kind of sucks. And I, like I said with the autoimmune nonsense, that does make me a high-risk person, and so I have to be extra careful. My mom's always reminding me to wear my mask. It's so weird when you're a little kid, your mom's like, wear your hat, you're gonna get a cold if you don't wear your hat. And now moms are like, wear your mask. But, you know, that's just the way the world is. Things change, things get crazy, and it's really just history repeating itself, like the whole Spanish influenza thing. I'm sure you guys know. It's just, you know, you don't expect it to happen, and then it does. And it's weird how people are these days, you know? Some people are getting really upset just so easily. They're mad all the time. People are driving like they've got to get to where they're going or they'll drop dead. Like they are Sandra Bullock in Speed and they cannot slow down. I got run off the road. We'll do a story time about that. It's not the first time it's happened, but it was probably the craziest time that it's happened. I'm going to go in with a couple of liners now. These are both from Urban Decay. They're 24/7 eye pencils. I know they just did a bunch of reformulating. I'm not sure if they reformulated their eye pencils, but this is the original formula if they did. So I've got Alkaline, which is a burgundy, and Whiskey, which is a brown. I'm going to put the burgundy on my waterline and the brown right below and just kind of smoke them out. I'm probably not going to talk while I'm doing this because it takes a lot of my focus. Alright, so I went in with the Whiskey on the top lid as well, and then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to grab a little brush, see if I can find a liner brush or something like that. Oh, I know where one is. This brush is from Beauty Bakery. It is so cute. It's a little spatula. And it always makes me think of SpongeBob and his little mega spatula. I have no idea why. It's just a normal spatula, but that's what it makes me think of.
Hydrodynamic spatula with, port and starboard attachments and, turbo drive. And don't come back till you get one.
Aye, aye, Captain. One hydrodynamic spatula with port and starboard attachments, turbo drive. Coming right up, sir.
Carry on.
Okay, so I'm going to dip into the black, and I'm just going to go in really carefully and smoke out everywhere that I put on the liner. That was good for application, but I need something fluffier to blend. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing, but if you can't, then we'll make adjustments. I know the overhead light is really bright. It's washing out my part and making me look kind of bald. So I might get some dimmer bulbs for in here. These are 100 watt. And I don't think that was necessary. We might take it down to a 60 or something. So let me know if you guys have any ideas to improve the lighting in a closet. But honestly, I think could definitely be worse. So I'm going to grab a slightly fluffier brush. This is from It Brushes. And it is the Airbrush Smoky Liner 125. So perfect for what I'm going for. Alright, you guys, I am loving this so far. It is looking really pretty, and I'm actually super stoked with how it's coming out. I think this is, ColourPop just keeps improving in my opinion, and I know this is from last year, but it seems to be working really well, so I'm really liking this palette. The glitter definitely blended right out, and it wasn't too bad as far as fallout. It just kind of disappeared. I don't have any glitter in my eye at this given moment, so we're okay. We're good. So let's move on to the skin. Sister Sarah is super pale, and so am I, so that works out. And it looks like whatever foundation that they used on her, on Miss Sarah Jessica Parker, is a matte foundation. So what I'm going to use is the Smashbox Studio Skin. And I'm going to use the matching concealer. My shade is 0.1. Very fair neutral undertone, and my shade of concealer, it just says fair. This is one of my favorites if I need something that is matte and but not too drying, and something that's gonna last. I don't really need this to last, so I'm not gonna go in with like anything crazy for primer, but I am gonna use the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. I really love this stuff. It has sort of like a sagey type of smell to me, sort of like the original MAC Fix Plus. You know what it reminds me of, honestly, the smell is, it kind of reminds me of focaccia bread. I don't know why. Now that we are primed, I'm going to go in with the foundation, and today I'm going to be using a brush, partly because I forgot to wet a beauty blender, but if we can't get a good finish, I might dampen a beauty blender just to press it in. So the brush I'm using is from Morphe. It's an M444. I do not have a Morphe code. Sorry, you guys. I got it at Ulta, and Ulta always has coupons, so. I really like these foundation brushes. They're so dense, but also they just get a really nice coverage, at least for me. So I'm just gonna put on a couple pumps. By the way, I realized my hair is a mess. I have it twisted up wet right now so that at the end of the video, when my makeup is all done, I can let it down and hopefully it'll be all wavy like Miss Sarah's is. I think she has a little braid too, so we'll add that in just for fun. Is anyone else getting major Kristen Stewart vibes from this eyeshadow, or is that just me? Just me? Okay. I'm not going to go too heavy on concealer because I feel like the eye bags kind of work. But I'm just going to cover up some of my discoloration that I have down here and frame up this part of my eyebrows a little bit. I think that's probably all we need. Alright, I'm really digging this so far, you guys. I haven't, like I said, done a dark look in a long time, so I'm really vibing with this. Next, we are going to go in with my blush, actually, because I am using a cream blush. This is from Melt Cosmetics, and it is their Polished Cream Blush Light. It's so pretty. It smells nice. I don't know why. It barely has a smell, but it does smell nice. So I'm just going to take a little bit on my ring finger, and I'm just going to kind of dot it in. I haven't used this particular shade yet, but I have loved this formula when I tried it before. So... love this stuff, you guys. It blends in so nice and so easy. I literally just use my fingers to slap it on and then blend it out with the foundation brush I already used. And I'm not going to go in too heavy because Miss Sarah is extremely pale and doesn't have too much for blush from what I recall. Okay, so let's lock So let's lock all this in with some powder. I have the powder from Beauty Bakery, the Better Not Bitter flower powder in shade Oat, which is their translucent shade. So we're gonna put just a light layer of that on. I think just what I have in the cap will probably work. There's one hair just poking me in the eyeball. Pretty sure that's not your job. You don't pay rent in my eye, so you should vacate. Okay, so we're gonna get a powder brush. I think I'm gonna use this big powder brush from e.l.f. I think it was like $16, which is pretty good price for a brush this big. It's synthetic, it's super soft. It's one of my favorite powder brushes. So we're just gonna mix that in. Mix, stir. Just gonna work it in. And I don't want to go too much over the blush because I don't want to cover that up. So I'm gonna hit my cheeks last. Wow, even that little bit was probably more than I needed. I am a powdery girl, so let's wipe away a little bit of the excess powder, mostly just on my nose, with that same foundation brush. I think we got a good finish with this brush though. I don't think we need a beauty blender. It seems pretty decent. All right, now that we are powdered, let's move on to bronzer next, or my contour really. There wasn't much for contouring going on back in 1993. So she doesn't have much of a contour that I remember, but I definitely have a wider head than Sarah, so I think a little bit of framing will probably set it in nicely. I'm actually thinking I'm just going to use the foundation brush again because I don't want to go in too heavy and I really want to blend it out around the edges. So I have a Wet n Wild bronzer. It's called You're Dragging Me Down. It's from their collection that was clearly inspired by Game of Thrones. It's got a little dragon imprint on it. It's not as perfect as it used to be because I've actually used this quite a few times. It's one of the darker bronzers that I have for myself, but I think it'll work for this. So I'm just going to go in on the sides of my face and my jawline and just kind of try to narrow in the head shape a little bit. And then I'm going to hollow out my cheekbones just a little bit, but I'm going to try to stay to the outer edge. You guys, who is your favorite sister? Did I already ask you that? I don't think I did. Who's your favorite sister? Like, not a lot of people are about Sister Mary. I think she's super cute, but not a lot of people would say she's their favorite, at least not from what I've heard. It's usually Winifred or Sarah. Definitely as a kid, Sarah was my favorite, and then as an adult, Winifred became my favorite. I feel like how can you not love her over dramatic? She is absolutely a mood. So in person, this looks really cute. It's a little washed out on camera. You can't see my contour quite as well. But I don't know if I should go ham for the camera or if I should make it look good in person. Let me know what you guys think. For looks where I'm not going out or not doing anything, maybe I'll just go totally ham. And then for the ones where I'm going out, then maybe I'll try to make it look a little bit more natural. You know what I mean? But let me know what you guys want to see. Maybe some of you guys just want to see me cover my whole face in makeup and go out looking like a lizard or something. So I kind of just automatically started to contour my nose, and then I realized that Miss Sarah has a pretty, I think it's a similar nose shape to me. It's a little bit bigger, a little bit more bulbous at the end. So I don't want to go too crazy with it. I think I'll just give a little tap of bronzer, kind of go in up top at the top of the bridge. And then I'm going to go along the bottom. I think mine's a little pointier than hers. I can't remember 100% for sure. But But you know, none of this has to be perfect. This is just for us. I'm also gonna contour my chest because it is showing, so it looks a little bit weird to me if I don't. I sort of just contour underneath my collarbones and then on the sides of my neck. Next, I'm going to do the brows. Sarah has brows that are a lot darker than her eyes, so I've got a taupe pencil and a taupe pen. I have the chocolate brownie pencil from Too Faced. It's one of the wider set pencils, sort of like Anastasia has two shapes and it's the same as their wider shape is. And then I've got, speaking of Anastasia, I've got their brow pen, and I haven't used it very much. I'm not super talented with it, but it does give really tiny little strokes, so we're gonna try that out as well. So I am gonna do my brows and then I'll be right back.
A few moments later.
Okay guys, I'm back and my brows are done. She has really fluffy brows, so I fluffed them up pretty good. I think they look alright. Like I said, I can't see very well, but I think they look alright. Now also, Miss Sarah has a mole underneath of her lip. So my plan to create that is to use the Benefit Brow Styler, which has a pencil on one end, just like the Too Faced one I just used. And then it has a brow powder on the other end. So I'm gonna start by dotting on a little bit of that powder. Next, I'm going to go in with a little bit of that whiskey liner that I used on my eyes. And finally, just to add a little bit more dimension, I'm going to use the ColourPop Freckle Pen. This one is in soft brown. I think that looks pretty good. I think we can move on to highlighter. That is one of my favorite steps. So what I have is, again, Melt Cosmetics. This is their Morning Star highlight from their Digital Dust collection. I haven't used it yet because it is just so pretty. I don't want to ruin it. Let me show you. Isn't that beautiful? So we're finally gonna dip into it. I want to use a decently small brush. She doesn't have a whole lot of highlight. Highlight, again, wasn't really a thing in 1993. So we're going to go in really soft. I'm going to use this It Brushes All Over Shadow Brush. It's kind of big and fluffy, so I think it'll work for what we're doing. Okay, so I'm just sort of rubbing the brush on. I'm not seeing a whole lot picking up. I definitely see some kicking up around the pan. Let's just go on in and see what she does. Oh, I don't know if you can see, but she's not the most subtle. I think it looks pretty nice with the colors we picked. I think it looks nice with the colors I chose. It's definitely one of those stronger highlights, like circa 2017. It's very like metallic, but it's so pretty. It definitely looks nice in person. I'm gonna put a little bit on my collarbones. Alright, what we have left to do is lipstick and glitter. The glitter with Little Mr. Binks, as I said, is called Amok, Amok, Amok. And I think I'm just gonna put a little bit on my chest just for fun. It's got a very jelly-like texture, and it smells kind of like cucumbers. I think it'll match pretty well with my nails. Not so much with the makeup, but we're here to have fun. that is some definite texture. It's some pretty thick glitter, so you can really feel it. Okay, so this stuff's a little hard to spread. It's sort of just stuck where I first put it, and it's kind of in like these little globbies of glitter. If you are going to a festival, I think people are doing festivals again now. If you're going to a festival and you need something that is gonna stay on, I think you'll like this because it's not going anywhere. I'm not sure how it looks on camera. Let me put on my glasses for a second and see what it looks like. Oh boy. It kind of looks like I have the chicken pox, but at a rave. Alright, well, you live and you learn, and we're just gonna ignore this mountain of glitter on my collarbones, which looked so nice and chiseled before. And we're just gonna move on to the next step, okay? And that's lipstick. So Sarah has a dark red lipstick. It is super classic, super pretty. And I have a little combo here. So the lip liner I have is from Kylie Cosmetics. It's her original formula. And this one is called Jordy. And then the lipstick itself is from Urban Decay. It is the old lipstick formula, and it's called F-Bomb. It's a really classic red. So obviously I'm not going to be able to talk while I put stuff on my lips. So I will see you in just a second.
One eternity later.
I am forever reminded why I do not wear glitter. Holy cannoli. Somebody send me some WD-40 because I am rusty. I am rusty at doing lipstick. But you know what? It could be way worse, especially since we're doing bright red. It's not as bad as it could be. Wow, actually, you guys, I really like the way that this is coming out. I do have one more thing that I want to do. Obviously, I wanted to use the little spider stamp. So let's pull her out and do just like a little decoration, maybe on this side. It's my first time using this stamp, and I think I pushed a little hard. It came out kind of blurry, but it's kind of cute. Added a little web for the spider to hang off of. Since we're just having fun in my closet, it doesn't need to be perfect. I think next time if I was gonna add the spider, I would put a spider underneath the center, but she's cute. She's cute. I'm gonna go do my hair and put on my earrings, and we will be right back.
12 seconds later.
I just put on my earrings. They are also cute little spiders. But before I forget, we need to set this look with some spray. Even though it doesn't need to last, I like to melt it together with some setting spray, and I'm kind of excited to try this. It's new. It's Morphe. It's their continuous setting mist that they always have. But this is their Sour Patch Kids collaboration, and it's supposed to smell like watermelon, so let's see how it smells. Oh, you guys, that smells so good. It smells like a Jolly Rancher. And of course, mascara. So I'm gonna use the Grande mascara. It's their lash boosting formula. And I haven't used this yet because I usually use brown mascara, and this one's black. But let's go in. It has a pretty standard wand. So let's just dive in. Oh wow, you guys, I really like this formula. It'd take a lot for me to use black mascara on the regular, but I really like this. It seems really nice. Let me go do my hair, and I will be right. And I will be right back.
10 seconds later.
There we go. It's called Fashion, sweetie. Look it up.
It's called Fashion. Look it up.
Oh my gosh. So we have officially gotten to the end of the first Crash My Stash. But we have a couple things left before you go. So first we need to rate this palette. So first of all, packaging. I think ColourPop really did a good job with the packaging on this one. I think they pretty much killed it. It's got just a beautiful little cauldron. Super classy. I don't usually use the mirrors in palettes, so I'm not sad that it doesn't have a mirror. I like the little illustration that it has inside. It's really easy to store. You could throw it in a bag if you needed to take it somewhere. So for packaging, I mean, I'd pretty much give it a 5 out of 5. I love it. It's very simple, but it's super cute. So kudos on that. As far as formula, I had no problems with anything that I used today. However, again, I don't love the sequin shades. I don't love that formula in and of itself. So I think I'd have to take a star off for that because I probably won't use them very much, and there's 4 of them in this palette, which is about a third of the palette. So as far as color scheme, I think they did a really good job. I think it stays pretty true to both the movie and the spooky vibes. I can't really think of anything it's lacking. I'd probably give it a 5 for a color story. Just for me personally, I really like it. And the value, I mean, it's ColourPop. $22 for something with a Disney property on it. I don't think you can go wrong. We're gonna give her a gold star. That's a 5-star rating, girl. We got gold stars for first place, 5 stars. We've got silver for 4 stars, green for 3, blue for 2, and red for 1. If you're a 1-star palette, you're going into palette prison, and you might be getting rehomed or even thrown away. We don't like to be wasteful here, but some things need to be thrown away. There's one palette that I have that, well, we'll get there. So you guys, this is the look we created. We got a 5-star rating on this palette. If you guys have it, let me know what you think of it, what you would rate it personally. Comment that down below. Speaking of comments, it's time for me to tell you what comment to leave if you want to enter the giveaway. Again, all you have to do is be subscribed and leave a comment. But you have to leave a specific comment so I know which prize you want to win. If you want to win the kitty cat mirror, go ahead and leave a cat emoji down below. And if you want to win the stamp, then go ahead and comment a spider down below. Overall, I think this is a pretty cute look. This spider's a little goofy, a little whimsical, a little fun, and the glitter, we're not even going to talk about the glitter. Glitter who? We don't know her. She's not here. She didn't come to the party today. We didn't invite her. That never happened. Thank you. I had a lot of fun with you today. It was nice just hanging out, doing makeup, getting some stuff off of my mind. I'm really excited for the giveaway, and I'm really excited for the other Halloween stuff that we're going to be doing. Also, feel free to tell me your favorite Halloween movie. There are a ton of other movies besides Hocus Pocus that I love watching this time of year. Let me know what you think about the background. Is there something I should add, something I should change, something I should move? I'm so glad that you were able to come by today. I had so much fun with you. If you are not already subscribed, be sure that you subscribe and click the notification bell so that you know whenever I am up to no good. Your time means a lot to me. Your feedback means a lot. It really does help. Good luck in the giveaway. And be sure to wash your hands, pay your bills, drink your water, and take your pills. And I will see you next time.